Alaikum wa rahmatullah. I know this lesson is coming in late, but inshallah, we're gonna go through a lot. Meaning a lot. It's not difficult, but it's just a lot that we need to cover up. Okay. So in this lesson, before we move on, we remember. Okay. Before we move on, pretend this is a letter. Okay. We just finished fatha, which has a short a sound. Kasra, which has a short e sound, and dhamma, which has a short u sound. So a, e, and u. Now, because we're reading right to left, okay, now in this lesson we're going to learn stretching, okay, vowels, which are called madda. This is called Alif Maddah, okay? So basically a letter connected to an alif is an Alif Maddah. And the alif has no sound, okay? So basically it exaggerates the sound of the previous letter. So when you have a fatha and you want to stretch the sound, you add a alif. When you have a kasra below a letter and you want to stretch that letter and make it a long vowel, you simply put a ya. And if you have a dhamma, you want to exaggerate it a little bit more, the oo sound, just add a wow in front of it, okay? So in this lesson, we're going to go over just the alif, okay? The Alif Maddah, meaning a letter which has a fatha, okay? It has to have a fatha, this letter, in order to make it an Alif Maddah. This, okay, a letter with the kasra has to have a ya in front of it in order to make it a ya madda. And same thing with the dhamma. Right in front of it, it has to have a waw. Okay, so let's go over these. Okay, and I want you to stretch it as long as possible, maybe about 4 seconds. Okay, just so that way you can differentiate between the fatha and a madda, a sound of a madda. Okay, let's go ahead. So this would be Hamza, Alif Fatha, Ba, Alif Fatha, Ba. And I want you to stretch it with me. Ta, Alif Fatha, Ta. Tha, Alif Fatha, Tha. So basically, without this Alif here, this is just Hamza, Fatha, A. Because we're prolonging it with the Alif, we're adding an Alif right here. Okay, we're making a longer A sound. So A and A becomes A, Ba, Ta, Tha. Jim Alif Fatha Jan, Ha Alif Fatha Han, Kha Alif Fatha Kha, Dal Alif Fatha Da, Dhal Alif Fatha Dha, Ra Alif Fatha Ra, Za Alif Fatha Za, Sin Alif Fatha Sa, Shin Alif Fatha Sha, Sad Alif Fatha Sa, ضاد ألف فتحة ضا، طاء ألف فتحة طا، ظاء ألف فتحة ظا، عين ألف فتحة عا، غين ألف فتحة غا، فاء ألف فتحة فا، قاف ألف فتحة قا، كاف ألف فتحة كا، لام ألف فتحة لا، ميم ألف فتحة ما، نون ألف فتحة نا، واو ألف فتحة وا، ها ألف فتحة ها، يا ألف فتحة يا. So this again is called an Alif Maddah. When you have a letter of fatha on top of a letter, followed by an alif. So that fatha has to be followed by an alif in order to be called an Alif Maddah. Okay? It simply cannot have a ya in front of it because that's going to be called something else. And we're going to go over that in our next lesson. Not lesson 4, which will be the next lesson. It's called a letter of lien. Okay? So a letter with a fatha has to be preceded by an alif in order to be called an Alif Maddah. And in order to do that, the Alif, in order to stretch the A sound, the Alif cannot have anything else, okay? Cannot have a Fatha, cannot have a Kasra, cannot have a Dhamma. Okay? See you next lesson. Assalamu alaikum.